I didn't hear the door open, but then came the gasp. Sharp, panicked, a sound that split the silence like glass under pressure. By the time I turned, she was already there. Lily, my wife, standing in the doorway, her hair damp from the drizzle outside, keys still dangling from her trembling hand, eyes locked on the bed, on me and on Brian, her best friend, pulling the sheets up to his bare chest. For a heartbeat, no one moved. The room was heavy with that awful stillness that comes just before something breaks beyond repair. Lily, I started. She didn't scream, didn't cry. She just blinked slowly, as if her mind were trying to reboot around a scene that shouldn't exist. Then she laughed, soft, disbelieving, broken. "You've got to be kidding me," she whispered. It had begun weeks ago, quietly, as disasters do. Lily had been spending nights at Brian's place. He'd recently gone through a divorce, a mess emotionally, and she insisted he needed someone to talk to. I didn't argue. I trusted her. Brian had been her friend since college. They finished each other's sentences, shared inside jokes that made me feel like a stranger in my own home. But I told myself it was harmless. She'd smile, pat my arm. "Don't be jealous, okay? He's just a friend." I wasn't jealous. I was exhausted, tired of feeling like a background character in my own marriage. Then came the text. Brian's name lighting up her phone at 2 a.m. She'd roll over, screen facing away, whisper laughing into her pillow. When I asked, she said, "It's about his ex-wife. He's struggling." I wanted to believe her, needed to believe her. But some part of me, the part that notices patterns, knew better. That night, she said she'd stay at Brian's again. "He's been drinking," she told me, grabbing her overnight bag. "I don't want him doing something stupid." Her perfume lingered after she left, sweet, faintly citrus, filling the hallway like a cruel reminder. So I waited. Hours passed. Midnight. 1, 2 a.m. I stared at the ceiling, repeating her words like a mantra. "Don't be jealous. Don't be jealous." By 3, my chest ached. I poured a drink. Then another. I told myself I'd confront her tomorrow. Then there was a knock. Brian, standing there, rain dripping from his hair, shirt clinging to him. "Hey," he said sheepishly. "Lily's asleep at my place. She said you two had a fight. Just wanted to check on you." A stupid lie, but I was too drained to call it out. I stepped aside. We talked, drank, laughed at nothing. The room blurred through the haze of bottles. His words started to bend into confessions. How lonely he felt, how misunderstood Lily was, how she said I didn't see her anymore. "She loves you," he murmured, "but she's drowning." Something twisted in me, and when his hand brushed mine on the couch, I didn't pull away. I can't explain it cleanly, not without sounding like I'm excusing it. There was a moment, terrible, electric, when I realized what he was doing, what I was allowing. It felt like revenge, pity, despair, self-destruction all tangled together. He leaned in and I let him. Maybe I wanted to feel wanted. Maybe I wanted Lily to feel the hurt I felt. Or maybe I just wanted to stop thinking. By the time I sobered, the damage was done. The sheets smelled like her perfume, because Brian used the same detergent she did at his place. That detail gutted me. It was as if she'd been there, even in the betrayal. Then the door opened. "Lily," I started, voice spilling out useless. She didn't look at me. She looked at Brian. "Get out," she said, calm and deadly. Brian hesitated, mouth opening, as if he could explain what couldn't be explained. Then he grabbed his shirt and ran. The front door slammed. Now it was just us. "You were supposed to be at his place?" I whispered, voice cracking. She laughed again. "Hello. Yeah, I was," until his neighbor called. "Said he saw Brian leave here. Thought you should know." She walked toward me slowly, deliberately, rain dripping from her jacket onto the carpet, spreading like stains. "I came to see if it was true," she said, gesturing toward the empty bed. "And I guess it is." Her eyes shimmered, not with tears, but with fury. "So this is how you fix it? By sleeping with my friend." My throat tightened. "You think I planned this?" "Oh, please," she snapped. "You think you're the victim here?" I said, louder than I meant to. You think I didn't notice the late nights, the lies, the way you looked at him? I knew something was happening. Her face twitched. Guilt flickered, then vanished. Nothing happened. I almost laughed. Until when? Tonight? Tomorrow? Silence. That silence said more than any confession. She sat on the edge of our bed, staring at the floor. I don't even know who you are anymore, she said softly. I could say the same, I replied. The clock ticked. Rain tapped the window. Somewhere down the street, a dog barked. Normal sounds in a world that suddenly felt unreal. Finally, she looked up. So what now? I had no answer. She left the next morning without a word, leaving a note on the counter. You and Brian deserve each other. Don't call me. Ironically, Brian never answered my calls either. Maybe he was disgusted. Maybe he couldn't face what we'd done. Days turned into weeks. The house felt like a graveyard. Everything in place, yet hollow. Every sound echoed differently, as if aware she wasn't coming back. Sometimes I stood in the doorway, staring at the bed, remembering her face. Shock, betrayal, pain, all reflected in that instant she saw what I'd become. And the cruelest part? She wasn't wrong. In trying to prove she was capable of betrayal, I became the very thing I feared she was. 3 months have passed. I haven't seen her since. But sometimes I wake to the memory of that gasp, the one that started it all, the sound of heart breaking in real time, and with a clarity sharper than any guilt. I realized that moment wasn't just when she saw us. It was when she stopped loving me. And I can't even blame her for that.